Hello students, this is Professor Vinay Zokaria again, and today I am going to discuss a very interesting code in Python again. This is the second code in today's lecture. The first code that I have discussed was relating to the light spectrum, and I had shown a simulation of light spectrum in that, how various wavelengths produce various colors, and how we can code a very simple and interesting program in Python to detect the color given a wavelength. Today what we are going to do is we are going to code for a Caesar cipher. So we are going to write a program that implements a Caesar cipher, and this cipher is very popular in computer networking. This cipher, or this is a kind of encryption we can say. Now it allows the user to shift the message by a given amount. So if I type a message like this, for example ABC, and I shift it by 2, so A will become C, B will become D, and C will become E, because I have shifted it by 2, and my encrypted message will be somewhat like this. So you will get the encrypted message as CDE. Okay, let us take another example how to encode. So suppose I have a text like this, attack at once. So if I shift this by 4, so A will be replaced by E. A, B, C, D, E. E is the fourth letter. So A plus 4 will be E. Then T plus 4, T plus 4, A plus 4, C plus 4. So every letter will be shifted by 4 spaces. So A will become B first, then C, then D, and then it will become E here. So this is how Caesar cipher works. This is called as encoding. So you will get a cipher which is an encrypted message, and this is the actual message. This is the actual message. So you have a message like this, and you have to encrypt it in this format. I hope this is clear to all of you. Okay, fine. So before going to the encryption directly, I would like to explain you a few things. First of all, every character, may it be a capital character or a small character, every character has got a ASCII value. So we can see the ASCII values here in this table. So I hope everybody can see the ASCII values here. For capital A, the ASCII value is 65 in decimal. Then B it is 66, C it is 67, D 68, and so on. So every letter has a ASCII value which is starting from 65 for A, and then incrementing by 1 by 1, and going till Z. So Z, if you see Z has an ASCII value of 90, decimal 90. Okay, so this is how every letter has got a ASCII value, or a ASCII code, you can say an ASCII code. So here for small a, if I have a small a, the character here, small a, then the ASCII value will be decimal 97. For B it will be 98. For C it will be 99. So we will be using the decimal values of characters, the decimal ASCII values. So remember that we will be using the decimal ASCII values of the characters, respective characters. So A, B, C, we have the ASCII values here, right, from 97 till Z. So if you go to Z, we can see here. So Z is 122, right. Here capital Z is 90 and small z is 122. Capital A is 65, ASCII value is 65, and small a ASCII value is 97. So first of all, in Python code, what we need to do is we have to come up with a code to print the ASCII value of a given character. So there is a function in Python. So suppose I say I want the ASCII value of any character. So suppose I say n is equal to ord. So the function is ord here for printing the ASCII value. ORD, ord. Ord gives you the ASCII value of any character. So you have to give only one character here. String is not allowed. Set of characters is not allowed, but only one character is allowed. So we have to give a character here. Suppose I say ASCII value of capital Z, and I print the value of n, print n. Now you see that the value of n is printed as 90, and we can verify here what is the ASCII value of capital Z. So here you can see capital A has 65, and if you add 25 in that, you will get Z, because Z is a 26th letter. So 90. 65 plus 25 is 90. So 90 is the ASCII value of Z, capital Z. Okay. So basically we have verified here that the ASCII value of the character Z is 90. Now similarly, if I want the character from ASCII value, then I can say ch is equal to chr. Now chr is a function which returns the character if I give a ASCII value. Suppose I say 97 here, and I say print ch. So let us see what it will print. It will print a. So it has printed a, small a, because character, this chr function will return me a character whose ASCII value is given here in the form of a number, a decimal number. So if you see here in the table again, if we get into the table, in the table, if you see 97 decimal, the character is a, small a. So small a is the character here. So small a is printed here. Okay. Now let us see the logic of shifting a character. Suppose now I have a task. Suppose I have a character, only one character, and I want to shift it by 4. Okay, shift it by 4 and print the result. Okay. So I will say ch is equal to a. Ch is equal to a. Okay. And now I want to display a character which is shifted by 4 from a. So I will say s. S stands for shift. So shift is equal to 4. So I will give shift is equal to 4, and now I will print. So suppose I say shifted character. So shifted ch is equal to, how to shift it? Now see here, it is giving me, it is returning me a character, but remember that it will return me a character by shifting, because character, this function chr will accept a decimal value here. Decimal value of what? The shifted character. So what is the decimal value of e now? It is a plus 4. A is 65. Capital A is 65. 65 plus 4 is 69. So it wants 69 here. So how to give it from the given character? Okay. So here I will say ord, ord of ch, plus I will say s. So whatever the shift is. So ord of ch means it will give me the ASCII value of a first. So what is the ASCII value of a? It is 65. Plus shift is 4. So this becomes 69. Okay. So see how is this evaluated. Ord of ch is 65, because I am passing ch to ord function, and ord function will return me ASCII value. So what is it that I am giving it to the ord function? Capital A. So if you see what is ASCII value of capital A, it is 65. So here are the ASCII values and here are the characters. So decimal value, ASCII value is 65 for capital A. And therefore here, if you understand the code properly, I am passing this A here, CH, and then shifting it by 4 because S is 4 here, right? So what will happen? Odd of CH will give me what? 65. And what is S? S is 4, so plus 4. So what will this become? This will become 69. Okay. Now CHR of 69. So this will evaluate to CHR of 69. Okay. So what is CHR of 69? So 69, if you see the ASCII code, if you go into the table again and see the ASCII code 69, it is the ASCII code of E. So A, I wanted it to be E, right? So let us see. So I will print the shifted character. Okay. So print it, right? So let us see what it will print now. Yes, it has printed capital E. See here, it has printed capital E. So see, if you want to shift a character by any number given by the user can provide you the number. The user can also provide you the character. Suppose I say Z here, Z. Now it will be a problem because Z plus 4, it will not take it in a cyclic way. This is very interesting case. Understand it, students, now. See, Z. What is the ASCII value of Z? So ASCII value of Z, let us find out. Capital Z is 90. Okay. So see here. So I supply character to the odd function. Odd function will give me the ASCII value of Z. It is 90 plus 4 is what? 94. So this will become now, odd of CH will become 90 because CH is Z. So I will write here, it is Z actually. So odd of Z will become 90 plus, this is shift. This is shift, right? S is shift and S is given as 4 here. So 4, 90 plus 4 will become 94. And this function will become CHR of 94. Now let us print this. So it has printed the exponential, that is a symbol here, which is not a letter. So naturally, see here, there is no letter with ASCII value of 94 because see here, from A to Z, if you see, A is 65 and Z is 90, capital Z is 90, and after that, if you see, small a starts at 97 and the small z ends at 122. So 94 is something different. So it is not shifted properly because I want a letter here. Because I have given a letter, I want a shifted letter in a cyclic way. So what will be Z plus 4 according to you? I think Z plus 4 will be, after Z it will be A, B, C and then D. So it should print D, right? Correct? So Z plus 4 should print it as D. Now what to do in this case? In this case, there is a logic. See here. Suppose I take the ASCII value of Z here, 90 plus 4, 94, and I subtract it from the initial value, that is 65, that is a capital A. Okay. See here, 90 minus 65 is how much? 25. And 25 plus 4 is what? 29. Okay. And I divide it by 26 because there are 26 alphabets. Okay. So what I will do, I will divide this whole thing. See, the logic goes somewhat like this. I will divide this whole thing now. This whole thing, 65 mod of, I will take 26 here. Why? Because see here, 90, because it is going above the ASCII value of Z, and 94, there is nothing at 94. I want to print D, because if I give Z here, as a letter, and if I shift Z by 4, it should give me D, because A, if it is shifted by 4, it gives me E. So I should go in a cyclic way. So I write A to Z in a circle. So if you see, imagine A to Z in a circle, and after Z you shift it by 4, it will come to D, right? But right now, what it is doing is, it is not printing D. It is printing somewhat different, right? Because 94, there is no letter at 94 ASCII value. So what I am doing, I am using a different logic here. See, 90 plus 4, 94 minus 25 is 29, and 29 mod of 26. Now mod will return me the remainder. So when I divide 29 by 26, the remainder is 3. It will return me 3. And if I add it in 65, it will give me 68. Okay, let us see. What is 68? See here, 68 is D. 68 is D. So understand the logic properly. Whenever you are going in a cyclic way, and if the ASCII value inside the bracket exceeds above 90, then what you do is, you just pass the character, pass the shift value. If the character is upper letter, subtract 65. The first is capital A, and capital A's ASCII value is 65. So you will get the difference. You will get the difference. And once you get the difference, you divide this difference by 26, returning the remainder, not the quotient. So you are getting the mod. So you are returning the remainder. So how will this take place? See here. Now, let us do it again. What is OR of CH? OR of CH means OR of Z. So capital Z, if I pass, then the ASCII value of capital Z is 90. So it will return me 90 here. So first value, OR of Z will give me what? 90. Then plus 4, that is a shift value, 94. Minus 65 means the first value, that is A. So 90 plus 4 minus 65 will give me what? 29. And 29 mod of 26 is nothing but divide 29 by 26, you will get a remainder of 3. 26 ones are 26, and subtract 26 from 29, you will get 3. This is the remainder. So the result of this value is 3 here. And 3 plus 65 will give you what? It will give you 68. So 68 is nothing but, if you pass 68 here, char of 68, right? It will become char of 68. So CHR of 68. So what is 68? 68 is D. So it will return you D exactly, the exact value here. So understand it very properly that you are getting the exact value here now. So let us run this code and see. Yes, I got the right answer. The right answer is D. So if you want to shift anything which is like in a cyclic order, here see the example. The example contains all the letters where at most the highest letter is T, which is 20, and 20 plus 4 is 24. So easily achievable. It is within the range of 26. Are you getting me? Clear with this? If I have X, Y or Z here, then there will be a problem, because the shift is by 4. So X plus 4 will be Y, Z, A and then B. right? Which is very difficult to achieve because the ASCII value of x is 88 and 88 plus 4 will be 92, and at 92 there is nothing here. At 92 there is nothing. At 92 there is some other character which is not the letter. Directly small a starts at 97. Understand the problem very well. At 92 there is no letter, there is other character in the ASCII table. Are you getting me? Right, see here 92. If you see 92, there is a character here. You will get this answer if you shift x by 4 simply. But what I need to do is I have to come to x and go in a cyclic way, y, z, and then a, and then b. Understand this very well. And if I want to go in a cyclic way, if I write the letters a to z in a circle, then I have to divide by 26 and then add the shift to it. So first take the ASCII value, add the shift to it, and subtract the first value from it. Suppose see here, the logic goes somewhat like this. Suppose the ASCII value is b, so b is the letter, so 66 is the ASCII value of b. I want to shift b by 4, so c, d, e, f. So what it should give me? 70 should be the number inside the bracket, and then it should return me f. Okay, so let us take b. Now b's ASCII value is 66. 66 plus 4 will be what? 70. 70 minus 65 is what? 5. 5 mod of 26 is what? 5 only, because if you divide 5 by 26, 26 zeros are 0 and the remainder is 5, right? So remainder is 5, so you will get the remainder is 5, and 5 plus 65 will be again 70. See the logic here. Again I will show you the logic here. Suppose here I pass the letter, instead of z I will say b. What is b plus 4? C, D, E, F. So it should give me f, right? Now see here, see the function properly. CHR will return me the character, provided I will pass a number here, which is the ASCII value. So if I give a ASCII value inside the bracket, it will give me the character. Okay, so what is the result I am expecting? I am expecting the result as f. What is the ASCII value of f? ASCII value of f is 70, capital F is 70. So I am expecting that it should give me 70. Are you getting me? 70 here inside the bracket, the calculation. So let us calculate. Order of CH. What is B? 66. So this will give me 66 plus S. 66 plus S will be 70. 70 minus 65, 5. 5 mod 26, 5. And 5 plus 65, 70. So 70, as we have seen, is ASCII value of f. So it will return me f here. Let us run this and see. So see here, the output is f. Getting me, everybody? Right? So simple to shift the character. Just remember that this logic works fine, and this is a foolproof logic for shifting the character. You have to take a character which is given by the user. Are you getting me? Suppose a user enters a character, or suppose user enters a message. So you are taking a message from the user. So you say message is equal to input, and you say enter a message to the user. So once you say enter a message to the user will enter the message. Now next is you are taking the shift value. So s is equal to, you will say, you will typecast it to integer, and you will accept the input from the user again. So you will say enter the shift value for encryption. that is like just for displaying, for encryption. Okay, so you are entering the shift value for encryption or for shifting it and getting the cipher. Okay, now see here, what you are going to check, suppose I say for you are going to loop through the message, and for every character in the message you are going to do this procedure. You are going to obtain the shifted character for every character in the message. Understand it very properly. Are you getting me? So that character may be a upper, that is a capital letter, or a small letter. A message can be, you can have a combination of small or even capital letters. So in that case, what to do? So I will say for ch in message. See here, it's very simple. For every character in the message, what it is going to do now? So for every character in the message, it is going to do this procedure, shift the character, right? And then add the shifted character to the result. Are you getting me? So first we must declare a result string, which is an empty string here, empty. So we need to add or just concatenate the given character inside this. So for character in message, what I will do, see here, I will first check if character dot is upper. This is a function to check whether the character contains capital letter or a small letter. Okay, if it contains capital letter, then understand that here, see here, after this if, when you enter colon again, so you automatically go to a new indentation here. You have to come back to the same indentation. So shift the character. I will remove this comment, that it will be easy for us to see what is going on. So I will shift the character. Okay, so this is a shifted character. Now what I will do, I will not print it. I will add it inside the result. So result will be equal to, result plus will be equal to, you are adding, concatenating, is equal to what? Result plus will be equal to shifted character, correct? Or so result plus will be equal to what? Yes, it will be equal to shifted character, because it is returning me shifted character, right? So it will be equal to shifted character. So I am adding the shifted character, or not adding actually, I am concatenating the shifted character as it comes in inside the result value. Clear with this? Right. Let us go forward now. See here, when the character is upper, so see to the ASCII values of upper characters, capital A, capital B, capital C. It starts from 65. So that's why in the logic we are using subtracting it from 65 and adding 65 to it to get the shifted character. Clear with this? And if it is lower now, we have to use lower values now. That is from 97. So you have to get the initial value, reference value as 97. If ch dot is lower, ch dot is lower, correct? And it will check whether the string contains a lower, that is a character, a small letter character like small a or small b, whatever it is. So you are going to say what is a shifted character now. I will copy the code here, I'll paste it, and shifted character will be minus 97, and here it will be plus 97, and then add the shifted character to the result again. Okay, right. So this is like you are inside the message, you get inside the message, and then you loop for every character in the message. You are checking every character in the message, and then you actually say, you check whether the character is capital letter or a small letter. If it is capital letter, what you are going to modify the function as, you are going to use 65 here, because the capital letters will begin at 65, and for lower you are going to begin at 97, because the small letters will begin at ASCII value of 97. And why you are dividing by 26? To keep it cyclic, to avoid wrong letters to be printed. Getting me? Okay, now see here, let us print the result. Print, suppose I'll say result. Okay, let us execute this program, and I will give actually the message as this one only. I'm not able to copy this. Okay, let me see. Let me see if I, because shift value, I'm going to give the same shift value here. So let us run this program and see what happens. Okay, at least it is running now. So I have given the same string that is given in the example, and I will be providing the same shift value now. 4, suppose I give here 4. See here. So this is the answer. Let us compare this with this answer. EXXEGOEXSRGI. So it is EXXEGOEXSRGI. Same one. Right? So our logic is perfectly right here, because all the letters are capital here. Are you getting me? Suppose now what I will do is, I will enter a mix of characters. So let us say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. Okay, see here, it's a mix of characters where there are capital letters as well as small letters, and I will shift them by 4 again. Let us take 6. Okay, so see here, you will get the answer here. A has become G, B has become H, small c has become small I. Okay, because for this small c, it does not enter the first if loop, because the first if loop is for capital letter, E is upper. It will enter the second if loop, it is for the smaller letters. So this is for, I will write here as a comment, this if loop is for capital letters in message. Capital letters in message, to check the capital letters. And what is this if loop for? This is for checking the small letters in message. And you have implemented the cipher successfully. Are you getting me? Right. Suppose I say here S is equal to 26 minus S, and I give suppose I give the encrypted message. Will it give me the decrypted message or not? Let me check. Okay, I will give the encrypted message, and I will give the same value of X, that is 6. Oh yes, it has given me exactly the original message. See here, what we have to do is, we have to get back the original message. Suppose this is a cipher. Okay, this is a cipher, and if I want to get back the original message, so here you have to subtract the shift value from 26 and give it to the logic again. Here the shifted value is 26 minus s, right? So it will automatically go to that particular value and take and recover the original message. Suppose, see here, the cipher is EXXEGOEX. So I will copy this and I will get back this message again, attack at once. So what is the modification in the code here? S, I have accepted the shift value from the user, but I have subtracted that shift value from 26 to recover the original message from cipher. So this also can be done. So I will rub this and I will give the cipher here. The cipher is EXX. So I will give the same cipher here. See here. And I will give the shift value as 4 only. See, I got it. Attack at once. Attack at once means it has shifted back to -4. Getting me? So if you want to shift back by 4 letters again, you have to just say s is equal to 26 minus s and pass this value of s here as a shifted value, and then you will get the original message back. Okay, thank you people. This was all about Caesar cipher, encryption and decryption, both we have seen here. So comment in the video, how did you actually feel about the video, how was my explanation, and how is the implementation of Caesar cipher. I will come up with more interesting videos in the future on Python code, and we'll see more of this. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you guys.